liveable.com, and today I'm excited to chat a little bit about how to get a cozy modern home style. So that's what I like to call my home decor style. I am so drawn to modern and minimalist, but I also have a family of 6 and a dog, and I do like some stuff and I don't like spaces that feel cold. I like them to feel warm and inviting and cozy, but not cluttered and not too full. So this is my sort of meshing the two styles and some tips so that you can get the look as well. Before we get into it, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love if you did that below so you don't miss out on any more DIY or home decor videos. Alright, so I love white walls and I think that that works really well with a modern style, but it can also work really well with a cozy style. I do think that it's important to warm it up by adding wood tones and natural materials like rattan or leather. So in here, this felt really stark, even with the lower cabinets being a green and the floor is a warmer color. You can see that here. It still felt so cold in this area because we couldn't put any art on because it was all windows and white. So what we ended up doing is adding these faux wood valances, and the texture and color just really warmed up the space. All right, so the same tip in the living room here is we've got the leather, which is that really warm, natural, rich color. We've got some rattan baskets and that the plants are in, and that definitely warms up this space and keeps it from feeling too cold, even though it's essentially a white box. I also love adding plants to every single room. There's something about the greenness and it's just so full of life, and it totally warms up the space, makes it feel cozy and alive and not stark and cold at all when you have lots of plants. All right, so other than adding warm elements like wood tones and leathers and things like that, adding texture is going to be a great way to cozy up a space. So whether that be with different pillows that have different textures, this one here is kind of like a canvas material, and then this one here is velvet, so you add some texture with that, but also with like your furniture. Here we've added the rug for some texture, and then this textured poof as well. And we've got the throw blanket right here that's full of texture. And then in our bedroom, same thing, black and white, not super warm and cozy, but we've got texture in the bedding. This is super textured. We've got this texture here, beautiful wool texture, macrame texture on the wall, and we've got a really textured rug down there. So layering texture is totally huge. We also do this with our window coverings. So I have a full video about layering bay window coverings and how I like to do that. But having a curtain over top of a wooden blind just cozies up a space so much and makes it feel, I don't know, just totally cozy. I love it. All right, so I am gonna leave the black room, but my next tip is to incorporate black or something similar for some high contrast, because most neutral, modern, cozy spaces are pretty neutral. So to add some contrast, I like to add black elements. So whether that be in light fixtures, in picture frames, with handles on furniture or things like that, just adding some black elements really gives it contrast and keeps it from feeling too traditional or too farmhouse with all of the neutral colors and textures. So again, we've got some black here. We've got some black there, black doors, black vase, black doors, black table. We love the pops of black here to keep it a little bit modern. All right, so one of the tips here is to stick to kind of neutral colors. And I'm not saying you can't have color in your home. I think color is a great idea. But if you take the color that you're interested in and mute it a little bit, it will come off cozy, modern just by nature. So for example, we have these green cabinets, but it's a very soft green. In sunlight, so it almost looks a little bit gray. In our boys' bedroom, we have it blue, but again, with those muted colors, it comes off a little bit more modern and cozy and serene. The other thing to look for when you're choosing colors for this style is to have warm undertones in them. So instead of a cold gray with blue undertones or purple undertones, looking for a gray with like a greige tint, so maybe with more brown undertones in it. So for example, we bought this vanity when we were renovating our bathroom last year, 2020, and it was a cold gray color. It was new, it's modern, we really liked the style of it, but it just felt cold. So since we wanted to do a black and white bathroom, but we wanted it to avoid feeling kind of like cold. We'll just use that word again and again. We painted it this greige color. It's called Gray Mist. And I think that really just keeps the bathroom looking modern but cozy, even though bathrooms, it's hard to make them feel cozy because it's all tile and all shiny and not a lot of texture in there usually. Okay, I'm gonna stick in this room again just to illustrate this example, and it is mixing different shapes of furniture and things like that. So instead of having all sleek modern lines, I like to mix in some round shapes or kind of softer edges so that the style isn't so sleek and cold and modern. We have some organic elements, like for example, in our dining room here, we've got the live edge table, so adding natural elements that have more organic shapes, or circles where everything else is super angular is gonna soften it up and make it a little bit more cozy and casual. All right, so the last tip that I wanted to give, and this is my modern minimalist tendencies. I love clear spaces, but when there is nothing, it feels empty and sterile and not super lived in. So I definitely love to have things on surfaces in vignettes, but I don't like to clutter it too much. So I would say clutter-free, but also not empty. So I do have a full video on how to decorate seasonally without adding clutter. And one of the things that I suggest in there is to have little vignettes. So having areas like this on the counter that you know, okay, I put decor there and I can swap that out and I can add character there without it cluttering up all the surfaces in my home. So having some clear surfaces, it definitely helps things to feel a little bit more modern. All right, so I really hope that those tips have been helpful and that they've helped you think of some different ways that you can bring the style into your own home and the things that you could kind of add or subtract or play with to get your home feeling modern and cozy or exactly how you want it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more DIY or home decor videos. We'll see you next time.